Hey guys, my name is Franklin Lorenzo and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why you should not get married to your gear, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Before moving forward, do know that it is your money, so you should do whatever you want to do with it. As a photographer myself, I understand that we often make sacrifices in order for us to get the gear that we want. And those sacrifices are made in hopes of elevating our craft. In this case would be photography. But if there is one thing that I have noticed from a lot of my friends who are also photographers or videographers, is that after they get their desired gear, could be a lens, could be a camera, they use it for a while, but then something changes. And that could be because either their shooting style has changed, their clientele has changed, or something else came along that would make them happier. That being said, these friends of mine would often keep their gear practically collecting dust because they refuse to sell it. And I can relate to that. Recently, I ended up selling a lens that I really loved. The lens was amazing at capturing photos. It was super sharp and it created images that other lenses don't create. And of course, I'm talking about the Canon EF 300mm lens f2.8. While I love the lens a lot, and my clients did as well, ultimately it was spending most of the time in my closet collecting dust for the lack of expression. And considering that I also have the Sigma 120-300, also f2.8 throughout the entire range, I was using that lens more because of the type of photography that I do. As an event photographer who covers a lot of dance events, having the 120-300 was way more practical and versatile than the Prime from Canon. So what did I do? I sold the lens for nearly $5,000 and instead I invested the money that I got from it into other gear. And this is the big takeaway from this video that I want a lot of you photographers or creators to take home. It is absolutely okay for you to sell your gear and invest in something else. But the problem is that a lot of people wait too long to sell, and by that time, the lens, the camera, or whatever it may be, have already lost a lot of value. Having this mentality would prove to be beneficial in the long run because having the most current gear would prolong your business. Now, I do understand this is easier said than done. A lot of people have a different approach to how they conduct their business, and that's simply that if it isn't broken, then why fix it? Whereas other creators like me would rather sell while I still can and then invest in gear that will serve me in the long run. And I haven't just done that with this particular lens. In the past, I also sold my Canon EF 70-200 f2.8 in order to get the RF version of the same lens. I also sold two of my Profoto B1 units, shockingly, in order to get the Profoto A2s. And one of my friends asked me, why would I sell the B1s, which produce 500 watt seconds, compared to the A2s that only release 100 watt seconds. And the truth is I had 4 units and most of the time I only use 2 lights when I do my work. On top of that, I also have 2 D1s, 2 B10s, 2 C1 Plus, and 1 Profoto A1X. So having known that I mostly use 2 strobes at the same time, it made more sense for me to sell 2 of them, which sold at $900 each. And then I got the Profoto A2s, which were coincidentally around the same price, and I broke even. Because I travel so much, having compact gear is important to me. I also sold my Canon EF 85 f1.4, and with the funds, I used to buy the Canon RF 85 f1.2. I also sold my Mac 12-inch computer because my video workload increased over the last 3 years. So with that money, I was able to buy a Mac Pro 13-inch with the M1 silicon. As you can see, there is a pattern. And all I'm trying to pass along to fellow photographers is to not get stuck because you are either emotionally or otherwise attached to your gear, when you should be thinking more in the long run of your career. So far, I have not regretted any of my decisions. In fact, I feel more firmly in sharing what I'm sharing because I feel that it has pushed me and has helped me evolve and to stay up to date and therefore relevant with today's photography needs. And this is all I want you to take away from this video. So if you enjoyed it or learned something new, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell notification for future videos. Until next time, and like always, take care.